Hello, everyone. It is us again on this very wet and windy Thursday night, ready to bring a little bit of joy into your lives, talking about some six scale figures, a little bit of Warhammer, some general shenanigans, and all of that good stuff. As per usual,
welcome.
just me. It's me and Pete this time. Just the
Yeah.
gruesome twosome.
Yeah, going old school, mate. Cool. So we've got
Very much so.
We've got Toy Mafia. We've got Caffeinated Comic Fan. We've got chill with the Lil. Even all finally able to watch one live. Welcome.
Nice
to have you here.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah. So
very cool.
We haven't put in a new this week because I don't think either of us got anything particularly six scale. Well, I just did get something in today, which I'll just hold. And I've not really had a great look at it, but I'm very impressed. So, do you know this guy Solo Bones that does these Chewy heads?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Full screen that. I want to have a look at that.
That's fantastic. Let me. Oh, you can do it.
See if I remember how.
Just click on the thing in the corner of my screen.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, there you go. Perfect.
So.
Yeah, I like that. So, how does he do? Does he just convert the Hot Toys one and add to it?
No. It's a completely like sculpted head. So the head's completely different. He puts in like the glass eyes. Well, or they're sort of they might be plastic, but you can actually move them. So I'd literally just opened it up, so I'm not going to do it now. But the front comes off, so it's magnetized to the back of it, and you can move the eyes about. And obviously, like he hairs it all, so it's all done to match the New Hope Hot Toys.
Yeah,
I mean they're fucking amazing.
They're
not cheap. I mean that's cost me about 220 quid. So the same as a figure. Obviously, I won't be buying any more of these. I've got 3 Chewies, but I only treat myself to one of these guys.
Yeah.
But I've been chatting with him for a while, and I've always wanted one. And I've seen him go on eBay. And he's had them on eBay, and they kind of they've gone for over 300 quid and stuff. So I was like, I've been chatting to him and getting a bit of a rapport going, and saying, I really fancy that. And he sort of he did me a bit of a deal. So he covered. I paid $300, but he covered the shipping.
Yeah.
So that was like $60. So for
nice.
That was I'm over the moon with it. So
looks really good.
Really can't wait to get that on the figure. The Hot Toys, the New Hope one is not awful. It's passable. And if you lighten up the face a bit, it does wonders. I mean, obviously the TFA one is absolute muck. So
it's awful, isn't it?
It's awful, but this one is fantastic. Bad. So I kind of I've got to decide which of my 3. So I've got the one in the cockpit, which I'll probably leave because I can't really see him at all at the moment. So that's a bit of a waste. I've got the one behind me where it's like the Death Star escape, which is probably where it's going to go. And then I might then have a look at seeing whether I can a New Hope one I look on the TFA. I mean, obviously the problem with the New Hope one is it's quite
the
dark.
fur's so different on the Force Awakens one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So I'll play around. I mean, obviously, if I can do it in a way that I can ditch the Force Awakens head completely, then that's a bonus. But obviously, that's not necessarily the end game. It would just be a bonus. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I think I'm gonna put this guy on the one behind me. And he's gonna look fantastic. And he keeps he's gone through probably hundreds of iterations, and he kind of keeps just fine tuning it and everything. And he's done open like growling ones and stuff like that. And it got to the point where I was like, I need to have one of these. So I absolutely recommend it. It's Solo Bones on Facebook if you're interested in picking one of these heads up. And obviously I'll take some pics now when I've got it on the but it'll just go straight on to a Hot Toys ball peg.
Just peg straight on.
Yeah, he's got like
cool.
It's got like a rubber tube in it, so it just goes on by friction. But he's shown me a little video, and it's very secure on there. So
yeah, well, that's pretty much all the cup inside a head is.
Yeah,
it's just a bit of tube.
Exactly. Yeah. So we've been joined by quite a few of our pals. We've got Andre, SpongeBob SquareBalls and Mr. Classy Thomas. Welcome. We've got Mark Mitchell. We've got Yomo and Badfish. Welcome all. Badfish, fellow CW broadcaster. Nice to have you here, mate. So did you get anything 1/6 or this week?
I didn't. I got nothing 1/6. I did get some 40k bits. This little Imperial Knight guy that I've magnetized everything on.
Yeah,
ready to go.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
you've already done one. Is that the little one? Is that the smaller one?
It's the little one. Yeah.
Like
so now I've got.
What they're called, aren't they? Or something?
Yeah. So now I've got 3 of the little ones, 2 of the big ones. Oh, that's right. I got another big one. That I bought it second hand and then borrowed my mate's lovely little paint stripper thing. He's the ultrasonic cleaner. Amazing.
Oh yeah,
I want one so bad. Yeah. So I stripped all that down, and then I got some, and they're in the other rooms. I can't show you some of the Desolation Marines, which are these little awesome. They're the most ridiculous 40k model ever because they're normal Space Marines, but the guns they're holding are should be on the side of a tank. They're ridiculous. So I managed to get some of those, and then I was saying to Pete, there's a guy Puppets War that you can print stuff, and I've got some new bike files that I'm in the middle of printing. And then I've got Azrael as well, which I'll talk about later. So yeah, I went a bit 40k mad because at the moment there's nothing really 6 scale screaming out that I want, which is a bit of a lie. There's plenty that I want, but there's plenty that I'm going can't justify that. Cannot justify that.
I keep going backwards and forwards on the Doc Ock because there's some of those appearing now for sub 300. And actually, with keeping in mind that the head sculpt isn't great, that's still not bad for that figure because the tentacles are huge. That's the deluxe one as well. I mean, I probably wouldn't use the nanotech ones, but that's what it's all about, really. So I've had an opportunity to pick one up a couple of times this week, and I've gone, maybe I'll leave it for now. But it's kind of on my radar because it'll go well with my Green Goblin and my classic Spidey. So
the only thing I really want is the RoboCop that came out because I regret getting rid of that RoboCop the first time round. And the X06 next gen stuff I'm quite looking forward to. But other than that, even a lot of the Star Wars stuff that's coming, I'm like, the thing is, I don't even want to pre-order anything. I very much want to kind of, when it comes out, pick it up at some point. But even looking at kind of the second-hand stuff, there's nothing really that's come up on the group. So I'm like, ooh, that's a really good deal.
Because I really want that. You've got that data, haven't you, on pre-order with X6?
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah, because there's sort of speculating whether that will come out before the end of the year. It should do. It's due to, I think, isn't it?
I'm hoping it doesn't. If it would suit me better if it came out after Christmas.
Yeah.
But and the thing is with X06, normally they go and it's up for pre-order and now it's out. But the thing is, I want a bridge crew, and I will quite happily strip down a big chunk of my collection to get a bridge crew. But and the thing is, at the moment I'm balls deep into 40k and I'm really enjoying that.
I'm jealous. Kind of Caffeinated Comic Fan got his in-art Gandalf this week.
Oh, very nice.
Where did you get that from, Caffeinated? I've got mine with 1/6 kit, but I'm a bit of a way down the line because I ordered in that second batch when Aragorn went up, so I'm not expecting it for a little while. Before Christmas would be nice, but I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, kit. So they are coming out. Be interested offline somewhere or message me on Facebook. Caffeinated. Let me know what your order number was, because then I might be able to work out how close it is to mine. If it's a ways off, then I'll be like, okay, I won't worry on it. But that'd be interesting to know, because I know that a few people have had theirs through kit now, so they're coming through. The only other one I've got that was expected for the end of this year, but I've not heard anything about it for a while, is the Rambo 2. figure from 3.0. So yeah, older than the first hour. Yeah, so I'll be a way off. But yeah, it was funny. I was very much on the fence about Gandalf, but when Aragorn came in, I was like, I've definitely got to have him. I thought he can't be on his own, or on his own in that quality of figure. So that was when Gandalf came through. But yeah, no, I haven't seen anything any picture of that Gandalf that's made me regret pre-ordering that.
I've not seen a single one where I've gone, that looks ropey. They all look good.
Nah, it's fantastic.
Like, even on its worst day, it looks better than 90% of stuff out.
Yeah.
So,
although I did pick up the the Asmus head that Zach got recently, which is the sculpt from the Gandalf the White,
with the grey hair.
Yeah, with the grey hair. And it's actually very good.
I don't get the hate for
that.
And
it doesn't look too orange to me. I don't know if they toned it down a bit from the white, and I never had the white in hand. But it's actually really nice. It's a good head sculpt. So that has gone on my Minds of Moria set, and then I've put the one that you painted and I put all the hair on. That's just gone as I've redressed the sideshow one. So because I'd taken it all down and put it in a box and that, and then I thought actually it's still a good head sculpt, and I did it's about the only decent hairing job I've done on a figure. So I was like, so he's down the bottom with Bilbo now. So and obviously then in art, he'll be kind of just on his own for now. Probably in the I'm going to light up the staff. I don't want to use the weird thing that they've got in there where you have to put a little battery in and stuff like that. I'm going to, like I did with the other one, just light it up with some LEDs and stuff. The little ones I use for the Lego stuff. Robes are too short. That was speculated, wasn't it, by Zach? But there's always going to be something. It's not going to be perfect. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. To say the Rambo, but I don't know. I've not heard anything about that for a while. That's with kit. Everything I've got is with kit. So, and I think everything else is next year, unless the Kenobi Vader does drop this year. A lot of speculation that it might, but that's not. That's unconfirmed. So, I think he was slated for Q1 next year. So. It would be an early release.
Q4, Q1, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he could make it, and I ordered that day one, so maybe might be head of the queue on that one. And obviously, Hot Toys stuff, they don't tend to do it in batches now. It just all goes out at the same time. So that'd be cool. Yeah. So anyway, what have we got? Going on? It's a bit of a quiet week, I think.
Yeah, we got Mr. Cobain has released the Blitzway Kurt Cobain. That set you back a staggering 330 quid.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I mean, it looks pretty good, but
it's not my cup of tea. I don't collect musicians. I don't collect real people. If you want to kind of generalize it a bit more, but it does look really good.
It's got some pretty cool features. The whole back of the head just comes away.
Yeah.
But
and
other than that,
and you've obviously got two head sculpts with the closed eyes and in open, so you can swap both hair pieces onto either head. Is that how it works, or
no? The hole was just where he blew his head out. That was the
you're
joke.
Making a joke.
There you go. It was that dry. It just.
I mean, I know it was a while back, but come on.
It just carried on.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good joke.
Yeah. It's a great figure. It looks really cool, and if that's your bag, go for it. But yeah, I don't really know how they justify the prices they charge. I mean,
so expensive.
The guitar's nice, but I mean, people have done it before for a lot less. Is it a licensing thing? Is his estate really expensive? You don't know, do you? I mean, I'm sure Andy would have.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I did notice someone posted on the groups. One of his hands has got a ring on it, and so past the ring, the finger comes off and it pegs on and off. But I think it's just how they've made the hand. I don't think it's anything special. And this guy was going, yeah, it's a really weird feature. I don't get quite why they've done it. I was like, it's not a fucking feature. It's just where they've molded it. It's easier to do it like that. It's nothing to do with like an interchangeable pinky or something. It's just
ring or no ring kind of thing. Or...
Yeah, exactly. It's just the way they've made it.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, it is what it is. It looks okay. Fucking expensive, but looks okay.
He's got this guy coming. He's already got the Hendrix. He's got Freddie Mercury, and he's got MJ. So he's got a super group going there.
Yep. He's got MJ. Just needs glitter and Rolf, and away he goes. He's there. He's there.
Yeah.
So this next one, figure of the year. This is the most anticipated figure so far.
Is this actually what you're calling figure of the year? I know you put it on the title. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, have a look at the description for today's episode. This is by far the. I mean, I can only imagine the pair of tits he's trying to grab in that first photo.
Yeah, well, it's Angelina Jolie's, isn't it? So
it'd be a lot lower than that. But yeah, this is Hot Toys Gilgamesh for £195.
It's a bargain. Under 200 quid, mate. It's unheard
give it a couple of months. Give it a couple of months. Pick it up for 80 quid.
Yeah.
I think the figure itself is great. Like it looks just like the actor.
It does. It does.
Has a figure. It's really good.
Yeah.
The film was boring as fuck.
And
I can't even remember much about this character.
No.
So I don't think it's not shit because it's a shit figure. It's shit because the film was shit and I can't see people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he was basically keeping Angelina Jolie's character in check, wasn't he? Because she was like she was basically could just like destroy the world, and he was kind of there to sort of stop her from doing that, from what I remember. But yeah, it was really boring. I think it took me 2 or 3 goes to actually get through it.
I've got a prediction for this.
Yeah.
Do you know you see these figures come along once in a while that end up becoming bargain bins so dirt cheap that they end up becoming rare as rocking or shit because every fucker buys them, rips them to parts, steals bits off of them.
Yep.
You will see hundreds of these knocking about the place. Has Star Wars Jedi or Sith or whatever, where they just repaint the armor. Because all the bits are there, particularly that pose on the left. They've been off the head sculpt. They keep everything else. They dye the cloth parts. They repaint the armor, and we will see loads of Sith, stacks of them.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden something will happen, and they'll want this character, and there won't be many left because they've all been bastardized, and then they'll go.
Lane, we no one gives a shit. It's such a bad film. No one cares. No one cares.
No, we really don't. We are giving Hot Toys credit for making a nice figure from a very bad movie. You know, it's that sort of figure that if I saw it for like 100 quid, I'd just buy it just to play around with it and do something with it and make it a custom or something. Just like and he's obviously got these funny these weird sort of effects that they do that slot over his. I mean, I assume that the hands have got to be with those attached. Then you just slide the arm guards down over his forearms. As I say, it's good, and the head sculpt's really good. It's I think it's very be interested to know how many of these they've actually made.
2
and of that amount, how many they actually sell. But no, it did.
They made 2 and didn't sell 2.
Yeah. To me, that kind of, I mean, it was that real. It was, I don't know if it was the first one, but it was very soon after Endgame, wasn't it? When we reached that like absolute plateau and everything was fantastic, and it's like here's the next phase, here's Eternals, and it was just oh fuck, and they've not really got a lot better. Wasn't a great start.
Anything that came out straight after Endgame was just gonna weren't going to do well.
Yeah.
At all.
No. So yeah, okay. So good luck if you're getting him. He looks all right. He looks good, but not for us.
Yeah. So we got Maroc coming up. So this is due to release Q2 2025, and it's sitting around the 280 mark here in Guderiblighty.
Wow.
I like this figure, but he was in it for like 5 fucking minutes. The fact the prick even got a name is slightly bewildering.
Yeah, I know,
because he did fuck all.
exactly. Yeah, and he was at no point was there any name mentioned in the series.
No. As soon as he got killed, I was like, the way he like the green smoke pissed out of him. I was like, okay, that's a very Night Sistery type thing. But I was expecting him to pop up and him be someone or just be a little bit more
real throwaway, wasn't it? Like you're never
Yeah.
going to see what was under that mask or anything.
Yeah,
so,
and his head, and not a lot of people know this, but his helmet was actually modelled on some quality streets, which is
the top part. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. Fucking walnut whip head.
They did mention it. All right, Lane. It's always on there correcting us. Blah blah blah.
They did. They mentioned his name just so he turned into a big bag of gas. And went,
just because we watch these things like not really paying attention and just talk shit about them.
The fact they gave him a name is just ridiculous. He was like, it's almost like it's going. Do you know the guy in? Do you know the Death Star gunners? It's kind of like going. Well, that's Kevin and Bob. Like,
Dave and Gary.
There is no need to There's no need to mention his name because he's just so he's such a throwaway character.
Yeah, exactly. And it's weird that I mean, I know that they're trying to kind of suck people in, and they give you like a couple of the main characters, then you get some also rans thrown in. They've not revealed Ahsoka yet or Ezra, stuff like that. I like the Hera. I think Thrawn looks great. I'm not sure why you'd want this guy, but it looks decent. It's got some decent weathering on it, and obviously they make a big point about the weathering. The cape will be shit, and it looks shit from what I can see anyway.
It looks really like where they try and like weather stuff on toys. Like they've done, like I said, them really, really, really well on the armor, and then the cape is just like it's cut to perfection.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. And again, we've seen that with the release of the Inquisitor figure that these LED sabers are really no brighter. They're using the same bulbs as the battery ones. You're just not using a battery, so they're not any brighter, which is a bit of a shame. So yeah, again, a lot of photoshopping on the blades, as we come to expect, and it'll be all messy at the back, lots of wires and stuff like the Inquisitor figure. So I think they could have done a better job on that, and I don't really see why. It would add a bit to the cost, but I don't see why in this day and age, if they're not going to go CCFL because it's too fragile, it's too risky in a way. They don't want to burn someone's house down if something goes wrong. But why can't they just put some sequential strip of LEDs in the blade? Because they don't want to. They don't want to spend the money, and but you could do it, I'm sure, with the LEDs today. You could do a proper job on them, but I don't think anyone's going to. I think Hendra Wu is starting to sell some LED sabers that are doing that exactly that sort of thing. So if you don't want to go CCFL, you can look him up. I think he's a guy that does the fusion reactors as well. So people know him for that, for his Iron Man stuff and that. So so there are options out there. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's very much looks like sort of one of the coup model knights from the 15th century or something, but just with a lightsaber. Forgettable for me.
The thing is, if it was sitting around the £200 mark, I'd probably be a lot more forgiving on it. but we're punching nearly 300 quid here.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. It doesn't
and
come with a lot.
No, exactly.
And, there's only so much you can justify charging for weathering because that's we expect these things to be painted, and if that's how he looked in the show, then that's how he needs to be. So,
now, if we're complaining about price, wait till you see this one. So, Star Ace Toys Rocky, right? Ivan Drago, 200. That's right, £225 out Q1 2024. Now, I've just gone back through and watched the Rocky films again, and this looks more like a Team America fucking puppet than it does. It is fucking awful. This is almost like someone went, I'll tell you what, we're gonna do a 6-scale vintage range where we're going to produce things that were probably around 10 years ago to the same quality and release it as a vintage range.
Yeah.
This is fucking horrendous.
It's horrendous. I really don't know how Star Ace are, one, getting these licenses still, and two, how they're even in business, because that's shocking. The other stuff, there's nothing special about it. It's a very simple outfit. The bodies are just a generic kind of body. They're not. They don't resemble the bodies of the actual actors. And I mean the one on the left in the main picture, you can go, it's pretty crap, but that one in the top right there, I mean that is Team America. That is fucking like Jerry Anderson puppet. That is terrible.
Yeah. That screams to me hand sculpted. Like, it's just awful.
And it's a shame because I'd love some decent Rocky figures. And obviously there'll be a Rocky coming out from the Stallone, but then that'll be like over 300 quid probably. And Drago's fantastic, and it's my favourite Rocky movie. Did you watch the recut one of Rocky 4?
No. I watched whatever one was on Amazon. I think they were all on there.
Yeah. There's See, people are seeing the appeal in the Team America. I think if you get it from that point of view, then it's you can justify it. But it's a good recut. I think it's called Rocky versus Drago or something. But it's just been recut, and it's very good actually. Star Ace, you're killing us, man. What?
I don't understand how they're still in business.
No.
Obviously, the only things they've made that I thought were any good were the Jason and the Argonaut stuff.
Yeah, the statues, and they're really expensive because I've looked at them. I've quite fancied the Medusa, but you're talking like 400 quid.
But I think the reason why they did so well with those is because they don't leave a lot. They're of a style, aren't they? They're of a time.
Absolutely.
If you turn around and you got that head sculpt and said that head sculpt is from like the fucking 60s.
60s, yeah.
You go, oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But that's not what we're doing here. There's a big difference between creating a stop motion puppet from the 60s to a lifelike head sculpt of a movie from the 80s. So it's disappointing, very disappointing. Yeah, they got the Ghostbusters license. Yeah, so far though, they've only they teased a Stay Puft, a Slimer, and the dog, didn't they? We've not seen anything of the actual guys themselves. So
I'm hoping they've just got the license for those and nothing else.
Yeah, or if anyone's after, Jerry Anderson puppet Ghostbusters, then Star Ace is your man. So, yeah, exactly. If this is their proto, which is supposed to be optimized, what the hell would the end product? Well, we saw what the Rocky 2 one. It was fucking awful. I mean, the protos were bad, but it came out looking like I don't know, like a fucking potato with
utter
eyes.
Dog shit.
Yeah,
I mean, fuck Star Ace. And the thing is, Star Ace, when you look at they had a really good, I don't think he's still with them, but they had a really good sculptor, and he would chuck up renders on his Facebook page of the stuff he was working on for Star Race.
Yeah.
And it looked fantastic. It looked really, really good.
Yeah.
And then Star Race would get hold of it, and what came out was nowhere near. He's McGonagall. When they were doing the Harry Potter stuff, he chucked up McGonagall, a render of McGonagall. It looked fantastic. And then when they released it, it was awful. It was nowhere near.
No,
it didn't even look like the same sculpt.
No, and they've got the boys' license as well. How the hell is?
Because surely when you turn up and go, I want this license, you show them stuff you've done before.
Yeah.
And unless the person sitting in the office who's dishing out these licenses has never seen a figure before.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is brilliant.
Yeah, what in their back catalogue have they managed to go, like, look at this is what we can do, and they've gone, that's amazing.
What the fuck are they razzle-dazzling people?
Really remember anything? Yeah, it certainly wasn't that Homelander, was it?
Ain't going to be this one either. Fuck.
No. So, bye-bye, Drago.
Yeah.
I've had enough looking at your cartoon head.
Mm.
This is an interesting one.
I quite like this. The MIC Toys Creature of Steel. I couldn't get a price on this one. I couldn't see.
No, I couldn't. I'm going to guess about 150 for this. Yeah, it's going to be in that kind of area.
I like this. I like this is probably the best Bizarro I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
I think if you've got the Man of Steel Superman, saying that if you've got that, you're probably one of the only people that haven't ripped the body out and shoved on a fucking Captain America. But
well, the in-art one's coming, isn't it? So, not that this is comparable to that, but I do like Bizarro as a character, and I think that there's been other third-party attempts. There was the one with the guy that's just played him in the CW universe, and that wasn't bad.
That was based on the actual character from the TV show,
and that was
this is more of a generic
comic book, but it's as you say, it's based on the Man of Steel suit, so it would go well with there. Yeah, I mean the suit's a little bit baggy. It maybe could go with a bigger body if you want to do a body swap, but I quite like it. I like the purple because obviously he's not meant to be the same colours. And the head sculpts are right. It's a generic kind of cartoon looking, and that's okay. It's better than that fucking Drago, I'll tell you that. So yeah, I quite like that. So yeah, we haven't got any real details, but it'll be about 150. That's the sort of ballpark for these kind of figures, and probably not that long to wait for it either. They don't tend to have. I mean, I haven't heard. I don't remember what 02 and 01 were from this company. I don't remember us.
Wouldn't have a Scooby.
No,
would not have a Scooby.
No. And then we got another.
No idea.
Another
Black
third
Noir.
Party. Yeah, Black Noir. The
Toys
Nightblade.
Battalion Nightblade. Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like this. I think this looks pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a relatively simple character, although you'd never want to look at it from behind.
No, and I'm just looking, and I've noticed, but under the way you've got the big picture of the head, does that not look like a penis underneath?
It does. It does, Pete. If your mind is sitting in the gutter, but yes, it does.
It just jumped out at me, mate. I couldn't help it.
Well, there's a reason Black Noir's standing like that.
But what is that? Is that his arm?
That is his arm, I think. I think they're his gauntlets that he's got.
A baby's arm holding an apple.
He's the tripod, mate. He's the tripod.
Yeah. It's okay. It's not really one of my favourite characters from the boys. It's if you're looking to complete a line, I suppose
I quite like the character in the comics. This is Homelander. Homelander dresses up as Black Noir and does lots of shit.
Okay. Right.
Well, it's saying it's a clone of Homelander, I think. Okay. But I quite like this character. I think he's pretty cool. I think the figure could be tidied up a little bit in places.
Yeah.
But mind you, we haven't got a price on this, but I can't see this being more than 150.
No, about the same. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you've got a load of the boys' figures, not the Star Race ones, the decent ones.
Yeah, the knockoff ones, yeah, that are miles better.
Miles better, yeah.
Yeah.
You could fudge this in and it would look pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, and it's kind of got quite. Like, I think the boots look a bit clunky, but again, you know, you could swap out some of these bits for generic army gear if there's better stuff out there. And
yeah, the proportions are a bit weird.
Yeah,
like his arms look really long and really beefy,
yeah,
and then
he's very skinny in the torso and the sort of tops of the legs. So yeah, it's
In fact, the more I look at it, the worse it gets.
Yeah. Yeah, you have him standing at the back where you can just see him from like the chest up, and
yeah, in the garden in a box about 10 foot under the ground, he looks fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, not for me, but as I say, if you're trying to complete a line and you've got some of the other third party figures, then this might be your only option for this guy. So yeah,
I've not seen another one.
No. And to be honest, I had to double check who it was when I saw it. So I had an idea it was. Look at this filth.
That's just a wedgie, just a terrible wedgie.
Yeah.
Play Toys Cammy
from the Toxic
Street.
video.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 145 quid. This will cost you out Q2 2024. I mean, no thanks. I'll wait for a proper one from Iconic.
Yeah,
but even then, I wouldn't pick it up because I'm not a big Street Fighter fan. But
no. I'm interested in the Chun-Li. If I was gonna, it would possibly be the first one I buy, because I would like to get some of the more outrageous characters like Zangief and Blanca and E Honda and stuff. So I might consider the Chun-Li. But yeah, this is just like, I think these companies must be aware of what Iconic's doing, because we are seeing some of these
100%.
Third party stuff coming out. There is a Chun-Li which looked pretty dreadful. This one, I mean, yeah.
But they do it to all the companies, though, don't they? You look at Hot Toys and look at some of the stuff that they release, and then you look at the third party offering that comes along, and it's never direct competition. It's always another figure that can complement whatever's there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you kind of go, okay, all right, you can. I mean, this just looks fucking weird in a way, but the character design generally is quite weird and over sexualized anyhow. But
I think it's one thing to, like, when you see it in a video game, obviously it doesn't feel sexualized, but obviously when you translate it to
depends if you're wanking or not. So it really does depend what you're doing.
Street Fighter, mate, is up to you.
That's why I win all the time. I managed to hit 3 buttons at once.
But I think when you translate it to a figure, and obviously they are so scantily clad, and these bodies are obviously anatomically accurate, I think it does kind of make it seem a bit sleazy. And obviously we're gonna, we know what people that will buy this will be doing with them.
Oh yeah.
So it's and the hair's going to be horrible. You've got like sculpted hair, and then you've got like a
ponytail bit,
doll hair ponytail. It's
shit. It's just shit. Like wait for the Iconic version to be 100 times better. But if you can't wait, then pick this up for £145. I mean, if you want, but fair enough.
Yeah, no. I mean, an Iconic would probably get, if the line continues to be as successful as it has been, then they'll get to Cammy one day, but it might be a few years off. But I just don't think it's worth spending your money on this one. No, really. No, and that was it. That was it. That's all we've got for releases and coming soon. So, quieting down towards the end of the year. I know that the guys have been showing their little the slate of all the stuff that's meant to be coming out November, and we're halfway through, and it looks like I think there were 12 on there. I'd be lucky if we get a couple, really. I think possibly by the end of the year, but
until I see those boxes piled up on a on a sidewalk in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
I'm just not even going to bother trying to guess what's going to come out. I mean,
No.
there was one year, wasn't it? I think it was a few years back where Hot Toys went for like, there was a couple of months where they drip fed stuff, and then it got to December and they just went, well, fuck the lot of you. And just suddenly, it was almost like someone, it was almost like someone at Hot Toys was going, oh shit, if we don't suddenly release all of these, we're going to be miles behind next year. So they just went, okay, fuck you, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah,
bang.
it was like a post-COVID thing, wasn't it? That they say it was either last year or the year before. But
yeah, I mean, everything could kind of fold it up into the same.
They're still kind of playing catch up in a way. They've got back on track a little bit, but there's still quite a lot to be slated for release. Well, this month, not let alone this year.
Well, I think we forget that from what when we talk to Andy and stuff, like there's still issues in Hong Kong to do with COVID, and they had that civil unrest, and they've had lots of stuff going on that is going to impact our little hobby. So it is, it isn't, over here we're just worrying about gas prices and dickheads in the road, with high vis on. But other than that, we ain't really got a lot to worry about.
That's you,
apart from Cameron coming back. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm always out with all the stop oil people. Yeah, I fucking love it.
Do you not wear a high vis at work?
Only when I need to.
Oh, there you go then.
They're the worst. They're the worst fucking thing ever. Because all that happens now is everyone shoves a high vis on and they don't do what they're meant to do. You're meant to be noticeable. You want to be noticed. Walk into a room without a high vis. Suddenly everyone will notice you. It's the complete opposite of what they're meant to do. It's insane.
They've gone full
Absolutely
circle.
Insane. Yeah. Big time. But yeah.
So you've been up to some custom stuff.
I have finally worked on something 6 scale again. I did another trooper. I had a sideshow one that I was going to sell, and I'd body swapped it, and I was put it in the box, and I was thinking, fuck it, I'll paint it instead. I swapped the boots out on it because the sideshow boots are a very soft plastic that I was like, eventually I can see them going sticky if I paint them. But I airbrushed all of this instead of doing what I normally do and just doing it all by hand.
Yeah.
And Games Workshop contrast paints are fantastic for this type of stuff because normally I would spend ages masking up the visor. The only thing I masked up on it was the little yellow strip and the little breather piece because contrast paints are like a glaze. So I sprayed it all, sprayed the helmet, and the eyepiece just stays black. So I was like, that's fucking saved me a job. But yeah, and then I had some files from Luxscope ages ago, a Mayfield one back from season 1 when it came out. And I'd done it a while back with a normal Scout Trooper and went, well, this is Mayfield when he was part of the I want to say Imperium, but that's Warhammer, part of the Empire. So I found some photos of the green troopers, some of the scout commandos, and thought, fuck it, I'll do that. I'll do one of those, put the yellow stripe on it, sprayed it up. And I think it's come out okay. So I'm probably not going to keep this. I'm probably going to stick it up for sale because I'm trying to be very, very focused with my collection. And it now, because I painted it green, it doesn't now fit in with my Mando stuff. It doesn't quite fit in with the. I mean, it could go up there with the rest of the Empire stuff. But I don't know. I'll probably sit on this for a bit and then probably list it. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun to do. I haven't used my airbrush really for much 6 scale stuff at the moment, and I think it's come out okay. The Lux Sculpt does some really good files for sculpts, and they're all 6 scale, and they normally come as a bust as well. So it gives you a few options with stuff. But came out all right. Quite happy with that.
Cool.
It worked okay. And then this little fucker took me a whole weekend to do because I didn't want to spend a whole weekend doing it. I fucked the scrolls up. I need to do the little seals again, the writing on those.
Yeah.
But so we saw Rayner the other week, didn't we? We went up, saw him in London. And when I was on the train on the way back, there was a very annoying group of 4 or 5 people sitting fairly close. So I had my headphones in. I thought, just look at stuff. And I was looking at Dark Angel's characters because I wanted to bulk up my army a little bit. And Azrael has some really, really cool rules about him. Like just him being on the board, every turn you just get a CP just for him being there, and you're like, well, that's fantastic. CP's worth their weight in gold in 10th edition. I'll have a free one, and I really like the model. But I found a load of the old metal ones, and I was like, okay, they look pretty cool, but they're about half the size, and it won't look right with everything else. And then I found the Primaris one and ordered it from Goblin Games. I'd never ordered from them before. And I think it only turned up in about 3 days. So I built it pretty much straight away. The cloak comes in about 5 different bits. But if I've started using this Tamula polycement, this fine version. And then what you can do is once you've stuck it together, you just put a couple of coats of this over the joints, and it effectively melts the plastic together. So that ended up working out really well because it just got rid of a lot of the layer, the lines and stuff. But the little Watcher in the dark, which is the little guy on the left, I end up having to effectively paint him off the stand, paint his helmet and his head off the figure, and kind of built everything else. If I did this again, I'd probably keep the backpack off. But when I built it, I was like, it's fine. The big banner is just that's above him. I can get to that.
Very nicely painted.
It's all recessed. It's all recessed. So it literally, you look at it and go, fucking hell, that must be a bastard. But it's not too bad. The hardest part of the banner, it was oddly enough the little white skull. I couldn't get that right. It just kept fucking me off. And I tried to do a bit more wet blending and stuff on the cloak, because originally the cloak's meant to be white. But I don't like the white and cream cloaks. I like them brown. But yeah, it took me a little while to do this one, a whole weekend in the end. In fact, the fact I even got away with painting for a whole weekend was
the blade's nice as well. A nice transition.
So I was going to try and do that, the whole non-metallic thing. I tried it for about 2 minutes, went, fucking no, and then I painted it just silver with metallics, and then went, no, I need to do something else. And then every time you look at like Dark Angels, like the little guy on his chest, right, got a red sword. The guy on his banner has a red sword. That every banner, every bit of iconography, whatever the fuck you call it, any picture you ever see, that's the one. Thank you.
That's it,
they all have red swords. So I painted the sword red, and then I was like, I need to do something else. I can't just leave it the one color, because then it just looks like I painted everything else and gone, I can't be asked, and just left the blade. So I ended up doing that. So I ended up doing that like fire type effect on it.
It's cool.
Which works really well.
I like the little guy carrying his scabbard, because a few of them have those, don't they? Because I've seen them on some of the other figures they've got them. Like
so they're Watchers. So the Lion's got one
thing, and
So every one the metal version of this, I think that's on another separate base, but they put this on a big base and had them both on there. And then the idea is when you're playing, he gives you, once a game, you can end up having a 4+ feel no pain against mortal wounds, which normally you don't get a save for. But this was, and then I used some of the AK interactive snow. My mate had put a load on one of his.
Right. How does that work?
It's just mush in a pot that you put down. So the old snow I used to use were these sprinkles. So you had to put a layer of PVA down, sprinkle it, put a layer of watered down PVA over the top, and then it kind of looked okay. And then I'd airbrush bits of black and stuff like that, and it just give it a bit of depth. This stuff just comes straight out the pot as it is, like that. It dries rock hard. So I started to use that because I want a few more snow bases.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had that green hedge from God knows where. I just found it and stuck it on.
Yeah.
But it's really good stuff. There's 3 different versions, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But this was quite good. And then you can like run it up his cape, his cloak
Yeah,
and
because
stuff.
I'm using one of the Games Workshop ones that I based my custodies with, just like a dirt one. But I don't know whether or not you might be able to help. When I saw that they had like a little display of them all in the shop,
Yeah.
and it was all cracked, and I don't know whether you need to like hit it with a hairdryer or something to make it crack.
So
as it's drying, or
there's different ways you can do it. So you can get actual paint that cracks that is meant to do that.
It was meant to, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So some of what you coat the base in PVA before you put it on.
Right.
And then let it dry and it should all crack on top.
Okay. Yeah.
The AK Interactive paints for that kind of stuff are better, if I'm honest, than the Games Workshop one. But yeah, there's different because people do it like they use the crackle paint and then they end up they do it. That's right. You put a layer of PVA down.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry. To do the lava stuff, you paint the base like yellow and orange and kind of mix it all up.
Yeah.
PVA over the top. You put the crackle paint over the top, and then when it all cracks, you can see effectively the lava between it.
Gaps.
Yeah. I mean, this is that snow stuff as well. This is another one I'm working on, but that's the chaplain on a bike. And then I'm kind of having it all kind of sitting on the bike kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's dead easy to use. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I'm quite enjoying painting my my Warhammer at the moment. I'm quite morbidly enjoying painting the heads. Like anytime there's one that's not
fucking ridiculous, it's like tiny.
It's mental. I've got one, so I stick them on a cork like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you've kind of got 6 scale, which if I've got a 6 scale head here, that's what I'm used to painting a head, and then that's what the 40k ones are. Ridiculous. Like it's absolutely fucking mental. I can see why a lot of people just use the helmeted option because that's what I do. That's what I do. Absolutely,
I've painted one head,
mental
head, and that's me done. I'm helmeted for all the rest. So but it is mental what people do with these figures in general. I mean, it's like
it's insane.
I continue to pick my jaw up off the floor, looking at that heavier metal group on Facebook. Unbelievable.
It's insane. The thing is, the thing you got to remember, there's a couple of videos on YouTube that highlight it, and they nail it. They're like, some of the stuff you see that is like proper, like just you think, fucking hell, I'm never going to be that good. 100% right. And it's not because you don't have the skill to do it. It's because these people have been sent one model and they will spend a month, 2 months just painting that one model.
Yeah,
you know, I spent 2 days painting this, right? And they will spend 2 days just painting that banner.
Oh, yeah.
Or just painting the armor. Yeah. Like, it's absolutely mental how long they take. Whereas normally I say to myself, if I've got a character, I'll put the effort in. Mm-hmm. If I really like it, I'll really put the effort in.
Yeah.
If I can paint a squad of 5 guys and that takes me 8 hours, I'm happy with that because they're to a standard that I quite like, and that's fine, not a problem. But I'm never going to be one of these guys who gets a squad of 5 and will paint each one will take like 8 hours on their own.
No.
Like, nah, that's shit.
That's the thing. It's the thing. It's like as you say, it's all relative, and you know. But it is incredible what can be done with these things. It never ceases to amaze me. But my army's all done, and I'm having my first. I mean, I don't imagine I'll play very often, but I've got a day out. I've got a day's pass, just me and one of my son's mate's dad. And we're going to just spend the day. It'll be my custodians against his space wolves.
Yeah.
We're going to play 10th. We've both got the. We're both reading. Well, he's done a lot more reading that than me. I've done fuck all. But
have you seen the 10th Codex for Space Marines?
No. Just come out, hasn't it, recently?
Yeah, you have so many more options than he has at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like so many more because the way it worked before was before the Codex came out, everyone worked off index cards, and you could have so depending on what he Space Marines has a few more options than you have for Custodes. Sorry, the other way around.
Okay.
So depending on he Space Wolves would have his Space Wolves kind of index card rules, but then they could draw on the Space Marine ones. So like my Dark Angels, I can run an Unforgiven Task Force, which is a Dark Angels thing. But I can also use one of like the 5 or 6 new detachments that Space Marines have.
Okay.
And they massively change how you play the game, depending on what they are. So there's a lot more flexibility with Space Marines and Tyranids because they both have their codexes out at the moment.
Yeah.
But I think you'll enjoy 10th. It's a lot easier. If you've got the app, it makes life a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, we've got the app as well.
So that'll be good. That'll be their first foray onto the battlefield.
10th.
So
yeah,
you
have to let me know how you get on.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we've got not doing it till the 9th of December, but we've kind of got the whole day booked out. So we'll, take our time and because obviously he's pretty good on. He was 8th, so he's just like getting his head around the changes and stuff for 10th. I'm very much like I don't understand. So obviously, he'll be kind of helping, and we'll be reading up and stuff as we go. But I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
But that's where the app's really good because
yes.
For argument's sake, if you've got a squad and it says, right, this squad, when you're shooting, you get sustained hits 1. And you go, what the fuck does sustained hits 1 mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can click on the sustained hits and it will tell you what that means.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Makes it a lot easier.
Yes.
But they've just locked a lot of it behind a paywall, which is a bit shit.
Yeah.
But I think you like it. And there's loads of videos you can watch at the moment, which is like how to play 10th. But you've got to be careful because the how to play 10th videos that were released about the same time as 10th, they've had a rules update since then. Right, so devastating wounds aren't as absolutely nut crunchingly severe as they were before, but it will give you the basics. And I think Auspex Tactics does some good videos, but there's Tabletop Titans do a really good. They did a game, Space Marines versus Tyranids, just with what was in the Leviathan box set when it released. Running through the rules, and it's a really easy way to kind of watch it and go, oh, okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But I've played a fair bit of 10th now, and it just clicked. It's a lot easier.
Okay.
But it's going to start to get complicated because now it's just trying to remember the different faction abilities, because the different factions will also get access to different. So if I get Unforgiven Task Force, I get a certain set of stratagems which I can spend CP to get, which is why he's so good, because I just get 1 CP for every turn when he's on the board.
What's his point cost?
His point cost isn't a lot. I think. Let me have a look. So I've actually got it open here. Azrael, he's 105 points.
That's not bad at all.
So he's 105. The Lion is 380 points.
Yeah.
But what you can do with him, so in 10th, you have the ability for characters to join squads.
Yes.
When they join the squad, they can give them different abilities, and they kind of transfer across. So he gives the squad he's with sustained hits. So if I attach him, I can attach him to my Stern Guard, which means that squad now gets sustained hits. So what that effectively means is when I go to hit you and I roll a 6, I get an extra dice shoved in for every 6. So I get more wounds. And then the wounds, every 6 I get to wound is then devastating wounds. And then he gives the whole squad a 4+ a regular 4+ invulnerable save, plus the Watcher in the dark, the little guy, once per battle gives them the 4+ invuln, against mortal wounds.
Okay.
So he just attaching him to a squad.
Yeah.
Depending on, so what you can do is work out some really good combinations with stuff. So yeah, there's loads you can do there. Loads.
Cool.
I'll send you over my army list for Dark Angels so you can have a look.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, and then we'll have to tally up another game at some point.
Yeah. So once I've learnt a little bit more, then yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. So I picked this up a couple of weeks ago, the Master Collection, the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. So I got it on PC for my Steam Deck, and so I didn't pay full price for it. I paid 30 quid off of CD keys because it's so much cheaper.
Yeah.
So you get Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3. You then get the MSX versions of Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge. And then you get the SNES versions of Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge as well. Plus, you get all the VR missions. You get quite a lot. The 3D Metal Gear games are just stuff that are just the HD versions, which I've already got. But I don't have them on PC because they've never come out on PC before.
Right.
So, and I wanted them on my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Metal Gear plays absolutely fine. Metal Gear Solid 2 has only just started working because I had to rip an audio file from my PC and shove it in the directory for both Metal Gear 2 and 3. They now seem to have worked. They've just absolutely fucked up the PC versions. I think they're fine on a Windows PC. Linux based, they are not playing well with Linux.
Okay.
There's lots of things where they haven't given you graphic options and stuff like that you know really should just become basic stuff now. They're locked at 30 frames a second, which is pretty poor to be fair. But to be fair, I only ever played him in 30.
It
FPS,
depends whether they're trying to be realistic compared to the originals or not.
Yeah, I think you can probably emulate these games better than they are here.
Yeah.
But they will release updates.
So do you think they put more effort into the console versions then, or?
I think no. I think they put the same amount of effort into all of them. Yeah. I just think it was easier for the console versions because all they were doing was because I've got on my Xbox at the moment, I've got 2 and 3, the HD collection 2 and 3, which aren't part of this bundle. I've just had them for years. They're because they're the old 360 versions that they remastered for 360. Yeah. So when they say Series X up in the corner, they're doing fuck all for that. Normally that Series X bit is that we've enhanced it. It's bollocks. They've not done anything.
Okay.
But it's Metal Gear, and Metal Gear is amazing. So I have been playing them, and I have been thoroughly enjoying myself.
Yeah, cool.
I think Volume 2. I think what we'll see for Volume 2 is probably going to be Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid. I think you can see 4, Peace Walker. Maybe they should shove Portable Ops in there because that was quite key to the whole overall story. And then I think you might get 4. Sorry, not 4. Ground Zeroes and the last one, Phantom Pain. Yeah. You might as the Volume 2 because I don't think you'll end up getting a Volume 3. But yeah, it's been a bit of a rocky couple of weeks with it, but on the whole, it's Metal Gear in it. I love it. Like it's brilliant, and be able to play it on a handheld.
What's the latest? What's the most recent Metal Gear game then?
Phantom Pain.
Oh, okay.
Well, saying that, it's not the most recent. Is the multiplayer Metal Gear Solid that no one talks about because it was dog shit. It was set in an alternative universe and it was awful. So the latest proper Metal Gear game is Phantom Pain.
Okay. Right,
and then next year they're it's either next year or the year after they're releasing the remake of 3.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen the graphics for that. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it does look really good. It does look really, really good. Nice. But yeah, so I've been chugging away at those. And nothing else really. I don't think I've been playing anything else.
No, cool. Yeah, so we were that's kind of it for the content for the show. We've got the in case you haven't heard, we've got it's time for the start collating the nominations for the CW Figure Awards 2023. So you can either go onto the Collecting Weekly Auxiliary page on Facebook, and all the details are on there, and the QR code or a link there. But if you want to, you can scan this QR code off the screen here, and that will take you straight to the nominations. So basically, just fill in a few details about yourself. You can, if you want to be eligible for, I think it's a $50 probably a sideshow voucher or something for one, just a random sort of prize roll for I don't think we're eligible as presenters, but obviously if you're not affiliated with the network, put your email address in there, and you could be winning that little prize. Basically, it will just take you through the different categories. So we've got most improved company, best overall company, and they don't have to be 6 scale; they can be anything you like. Best figure under $35, so about 28-30 quid in UK money. Best 1/12, best non-traditional scale. We're not talking. We're not doing we don't really tread on statues, so that's going to be more like your NECA. They're basically 1/10 scale, things like that. So then we've got best third-party figure, best portrait, best 1/6 figure, and figure of the year.
Do you know what? I would love everyone in the chat, everyone watching, if you can scan that QR code, and for best 1/6, let's make Gilgamesh happen. let's do it. Just shove there's 18 people watching, 18 votes straight in for best 1/6 Gilgamesh.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
he's got that in there, so, yeah.
I love that. Hashtag Gilgamesh. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, you making a mockery of Zach's baby here?
I am not. I would never mock a baby, but that needs to happen. 100%.
Yeah.
I'll be very disappointed if it isn't.
So Ian and I have both done our nominations, and basically what happened here is you get to nominate in each of the categories.
This slide sums up our general approach to life.
One option for each, and obviously then we'll get together, we'll collate all the nominations, and we'll kind of try and get 5 or 6 finalists for each category. So I asked Ian what he'd and bearing in mind you'd only done this a few days ago, maybe a week at most.
Week at best.
Right, okay, let's talk about what we've picked. It doesn't matter, it's just a discussion point, something for the show. Ian says to me, don't know, Robocop.
I honestly,
so I was like, well, what did you
remember?
What did you put Robocop for? Oh, anything 1/6. What even best portrait? The mouth plates. Yeah,
much.
They're good. They look like Peter Weller, even though they're not meant to be for Robocop 3. But and so just your general attitude stinks, mate. And
I had such a hard time with this because I was like,
best overall.
Fuck. What the fuck's come out this year?
You remembered Iconic, like, and I said to you today, most improved. You went, I probably went Iconic as well. And I know that you're not the biggest fan of the smaller scales, and sometimes you kind of skip over those. So
yeah, I dabble. I think I tell a lie. I do remember because I'm looking at it now. The best 1/12. I think I put the 40th Boba Fett. Because that came out this year, because I picked one up.
Oh, you did? Yeah,
I did, and I was instantly disappointed.
It was shit.
It looked really nice when it was
yeah, we saw it at the celebration. You were like, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, every single Hasbro figure they had there look the dog's bollocks. They look so good. They were posed up. Better than the 6 scale stuff, right? They look fantastic.
Oh, the 6 scale stuff was dreadful. Yeah,
just awful. And then the moment I got this thing, I was like, well, we hadn't taken out the fucking box because the backpack keeps falling off.
Yeah.
And my problem is because up there, I have a whole shelf of Mandalorians, including Boba Fett. I was like, oh, it's just shit compared to those. And now it's like shoved up here in a box somewhere. And I'm like, shit. Don't like it.
So, yeah. So I kind of and Zach's gonna hate my picks for the top two. Most improved NECA. I mean, Marco, he's out to get NECA. I think they continue to do really good figures for really good prices, and I'm basing this pretty much exclusively on the Universal Monsters line, which has been brilliant. And I don't think they needed to improve, but I just feel that the kind of the quality of their figures and their their overall presentation to me has been very good. So I've kind of gone with that. Best overall. It's always going to be Hot Toys for me. I mean, InArt is undoubtedly putting out some amazing stuff, and obviously I've got 3 nominations for InArt Gandalf, best portrait, best 1/6 figure of the year. But to me, they're not best overall company because they've literally put out like 3 figures. And as much as people bash Hot Toys, they 90% of their stuff hits, and they're very prolific. They've got most of the licenses, and I don't. I'm very rarely disappointed with a Hot Toys figure. Put it that way. So for me, it's always going to be Hot Toys. They tend to win every year, but I just think that's just indicative of where they are in this market. Best under 35. It was always going to be one of the Universal.
I think.
Gone.
I was going to say, with the best overall, this is the one that always comes up every single year.
Yeah.
Because if you mean best, because when it was first put out, it was best overall company.
Yeah.
So when you say to me best overall company, I'm not looking at the product. I'm looking at the company, how they communicate, how they generally behave, their business model, where you can buy their stuff properly, and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I never put Hot Toys. Because they push things through Sideshow as their official distributor. So forget where you can get stuff, but where they tell you this is where you should be buying from. They push stuff through Sideshow for Europe, massively impractical for the actual consumer. So why, no wonder we all go off to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
The communication, they put out blogger posts, and that's about it. Let's be honest. There's not really much coming out of there. Generally, when something's coming out when a picture is taken of the hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of stock just sitting on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
probably not the best company look, but they generally don't give a shit about that.
No.
But when I look at something like Iconic, although they've not been around for as long, and obviously, we know Andy. This isn't me sucking up to Andy. I generally think when you look at if there's any delays, they tell you about it. They engage with people. Yeah. They make it easy to order their stuff. They explain why, even though they're a British company, you have to pay in dollars and where their stuff is located. They explain stuff like that. That's why I think they're the best overall company. If we were going best overall product, I would probably err more towards Hot Toys just because it's consistent. Consistently what product you're getting. Whereas InArt, we don't have that consistency yet because they've not released enough.
No.
But I don't go for them as company because of the delays.
Yeah, and it's interesting, and you could go even further and say actually, my best overall company in the 1/6 game is 1/6 Kit because I buy my stuff from them and they're fantastic and their communication is great and everything. So it's always a contentious one, and I think we all kind of have our own views on what that means, and I think none of them are wrong, and you can argue either side. So I mean, obviously, I completely agree with you from Iconic. In terms of the user experience and the feeling that you can talk to Andy and find stuff out. It's not all been good, and we've seen Andy's been quite vocal about some sort of issues with that, but overall, that's not his fault, and obviously TW is the best. Yeah, I'm just so glad that I stopped buying stuff from them years ago. But and then I've gone with a couple NECA Dracula. I just had to pick one of the Universal Monsters because that's what I'm buying, and I've stuck it in 2 there. I bought I don't know if you know the Theodore Sod Cutter from Mezco. He's like a little Halloween-y kind of figure. He's like a grave digger, and I've always fancied.
Is he from Tales of the Crypt?
I don't think he's from their own like Gangrene Estates thing, but he looks very much like the Tales from the Crypt guy, and he's got like 6 different heads, and the eyes light up and the thing, and I picked it up on eBay for like 90 quid, and it's really good. It's really good. It's really small because I don't think there's not many companies that do true 1/12 scale. Mezco to me is the only one that I can sort of think of, and they're actually smaller than you think they would be, because a lot of them, although they say they're 6 scale, they're more towards the 7th, 8th scale kind of thing. So they're but yeah, this guy I was just like, so I mean, it's the only 1/12 figure that I've bought probably definitely this year. I think he's brilliant. I did have to check, he did come out back end of December last year, so our in terms of where our awards go from like December to November almost, then he kind of just gets in there. So Enoch Gandalf for the portrait 1/6 figure of the year. I'm a little bit biased. I have ordered it. I've not got it in hand, but as I say,
I don't think there's any argument from anyone there. Like,
fantastic figure. Third party, I think this is probably a runaway winner, Mars Toys Prank Bid, and I kind of did jump on the bandwagon. This is the 66 Joker, fantastic figure. I did have it. I didn't actually open it. I sold it straight on because I just decided I wasn't actually going to collect that.
I really struggled with that one. Because
do you remember what you did? What you put? Or...
I don't think I put anything in the end, because there was I think 2023 has really been the year of the third party figures.
I think last year was as well, but I think it just continues to to ramp up.
Some of the stuff they're doing is really, really good. So Toys and people like that are consistently putting out good stuff.
Yeah.
At a decent price as well.
Absolutely. So, and Present Toys as well, as much as they do get a bit of a bashing and people say they never.
They can be a bit hit and miss with some stuff. But
they can, but I toyed between in terms of like wanting to put something in for my own collection. I'm really impressed with that West Cowboy, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Clint Eastwood. It's really good figure, much better than I was expecting, really. And I was going to just move him on, and I want to keep him now. It's really great. So it was between him and Mars Toys, and I think, Mars Toys, they really kind of came out with a bang, I think, with that, and announced themselves as a quality. I think some of the other stuff that's that Biff does not look good.
Their Nicholson Joker was really good as well.
Yeah. So that I think that's probably a runaway, and Gandalf is probably going to sweep those.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So if you want to get involved, if you're passionate about a particular figure, then obviously make sure you get your nominations in to stand a chance of those guys making the shortlist. So
Gilgamesh, mate, I tell you, we need to make it happen.
I mean, if you make it happen, if you can't think of anything else, just go Gilgamesh. Obviously don't put him in the categories that wouldn't really make any sense. He's not.
No. You can.
Put him in all of them.
You can go 1/12, but you go Hasbro Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Because he is available. He is available in lots of different scales.
Yeah.
So
yeah, fair enough.
Come on, we have to do it. It has to be done.
Yeah, I think we might be looking for a new network to sit under.
It's the voice of the people. It's what they wanted. It's what they wanted.
Yeah, maybe. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to kind of go through the Patreon and bits and pieces. They're very important, the most important people on this network. We've got Ian Seaby, René Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Leddy, David Jones, Sam Gist, Dominator, Joel Brader, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns Figs, Bad Fish, Toy Cartel, Danny Lee, Dini Martin, Stephen Krepp, Big Fern, Cesar Mariquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Pomonsky, Rick De Gregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Asusina, the Lustrous Rainer, great to meet you the other week, mate. Alan Morgan, Takathi Wah, Derek Brzezinski, Ares Portillo, Alvin J, Areis Delgado, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Mazer, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PS, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Stephen Purchase, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Stephen Rhea Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. We thank you all for your continued support of the network.
Thank you very much, boys.
Yeah, helping us keep the lights on. If you are not already a Patreon, you want to join in on the fun, you've got the hot seat, $5 a month, gets you digital copies of the stickers, access to Ox After Dark, the Patreon chat, and the weekly shout out on the show. Also includes Discord benefits. I don't know what that is. It sounds seedy.
We're too old for all that.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Sweet Angel tier gets you a physical sticker sent straight to your door, as well as access to Ox After Dark replay. Stickers will be sent every other month. Crispy, Certified Crispy is $15 a month. Gets you a Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge. Possibly assistance with figure fixes by Zach. I don't know if that's still going. He said he was going to take it off, but it's still on there. And obviously the stickers and the shout outs and what have you. The Water Guy, $25 a month. Gets you a exclusive Pog Deluxe set on first pledge. Doubles all the stickers we send. So, Christmas is coming up. Stick one of those in a card. You don't need to bother buying a gift.
Just do that.
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Everyone loves it.
It's priceless, mate. Priceless. International postage above $5 we charge a cost for the Pogs. So we've got some couple of brand new stickers here for November, December. We've got the Just Another Friday Night sticker, the Pro Podcasting with CM Chuck and Double A. That's cool. It's like a old school kind of NES cartridge graphics there. It's really cool. And we've got the CW300 sticker. So we're up 293 last week, so we're going to hit 300 very soon into the new year. 7 weeks to go, so that's going to be pretty cool. I might try and get a seat on show 300. Set the alarm. Get up at 4 in the morning. I try and do it. Yeah, no, I know, and I normally do the awards show as well, so that's like they're going to both be pretty close together, but maybe we'll see.
I don't get me wrong. I love the network and I love everyone on it, but not enough to.
You love sleep. You love sleep.
I like sleep.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair enough, mate. I wouldn't expect anyone to do it. I just get a bit crazy sometimes. I like to stream with the Yankee boys every now and again.
Oh yeah, I don't mind. They can come here though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a lot easier for them. Just bunk off work for the afternoon.
Exactly.
You can also support us by becoming a YouTube channel member. We've got Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Hanson, Big Old Firm, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, CT603, DJ, Daminator, Doc Smizzle, Equan, Fat Batman, Gare Bear, Good Old Spotchka, Gotham Cenobites, Justin Sports Card, LV Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, Mike Litoris, Money Mendez, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, One Six Figure Focus, Shane, Paul Schreiber, Fred at the Fall, S-Beam, Sam Giss, Scarn Lord, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Peace Thomas, Sunnyvale Russ, Ben Thomas Show, and Toy Mafia. You can, if you're a Patreon, you can join you can have a YouTube channel member for 99 cents a month, gets you loyalty badges, emojis, and member shout outs on the show. If you're not a Patreon, you can still support us by joining the Peanut Gallery, $2.99 a month, and gets you all the same perks and member shout outs. We have TeePublic. We've got a range of different designs there from the different shows from the network. This is our OFAC Celebration 2023 t-shirt. If you fancy some swag, you can get all other bits, mouse mats and all other bits and pieces. Have a look on there. I think we get, a couple of cents on the dollar from there, so it's not a big winner, but it's always nice to see.
Someone does, we don't.
Yeah, well, we don't. I know, no, we don't. But it's cool to think that might be some people walking around there with our faces on their chest. So yeah, and over to you, good sir, to take us to the network.
And this is it. This is Collecting Weekly. This is the network, the mothership. So they're on every week, all the time, constantly. Yep. Some could argue maybe too much, but they're on all the time.
Well,
we've got Collecting Weekly live unboxing, where they will unbox a Gilgamesh. That's what they should do. Question of the week.
Lane's got to be getting Gilgamesh. Please tell me you're getting him, Lane. Come on.
100%. 100%. So they will be unboxing a Gilgamesh. Question of the week: will Gilgamesh actually be figure of the year?
Yeah,
I fucking think so.
After tonight, it will be.
After tonight, it needs to be. Ox PD. That's where they run around dressed as Gilgamesh while arresting people. We've got Small Talk, which is all around the very small scale. You know, the
Gilgameshes.
The very small Gilgameshes. Thank you, Pete. That leads me straight onto the Hasbro Gilgamesh, which they should do. Bricks and Brews.
Absolutely.
I believe last week they were building an Eternals set, which included a Lego Gilgamesh.
Oh, fantastic!
You got Live and Let Dice, where they were battling the mighty Gilgamesh, and then After Dark, where they were also talking about Gilgamesh, but they were doing it in the dark.
Brilliant.
And then you've got OFAC, which is us, the jewel in the crown, what you could consider to be the mightiest of Gilgameshes, but that is us. We are here.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much the mighty Gilgamesh network that we are part of.
Yeah. All hail Gilgamesh.
All hail.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's us. I love how instantly about 20 people drop straight off you again. And there's just the 7 hardcore Gilgamesh fans hanging around.
Absolutely. And then, you know.
I'm hoping they've just dropped off so they can just start getting their votes in nice and early.
I think so. Yeah. Or they've decided that, you know, it's 10 o'clock and it's either time for bed or they've still got time to stick a movie on and be in bed by midnight. So, yeah.
Nice quick pot noodle and a wank and off to bed.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Cool.
Right. Well, that is us.
Done. Yeah.
Sorted.
See you guys in a couple of weeks when we will still be in November. By the last day of November.
The last day. Right. Yeah. See you guys later.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.